What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. A few of you may have caught my upload. I believe I did it. Yeah, it was yesterday. In reference to the murder of 39-year-old Georgia woman Tamika Skinner. There was some audio issues with that video, and it turned out very sloppy, very unprofessional. So I decided to do a re-upload of the coverage of the story, so that way everybody can have some clarity on the situation, on the unfortunate event that claimed the life of this 39-year-old mother. An Alabama sheriff says a woman charged in the kidnapping and murder of 39-year-old Georgia woman was jealous that the victim was dating the father of her children. The information comes as investigators release chilling new details in the death of 39-year-old Tamika Skinner, whose body was found in Alabama hours after she was kidnapped Monday from the parking lot of a Georgia apartment complex. Seems to be an old-fashioned jealousy deal. No shit, Sherlock. Russell County Sheriff Health Taylor told sister station WRBL. Four suspects have been charged with capital murder after Skinner was found shot to death. Investigators say the suspected mastermind is 30-year-old Demetria Johnson, who allegedly recruited 40-year-old Sean Johnson, 30-year-old Joshua Tolbert, and from Columbus, Georgia, as well as 33-year-old Javon Phillips from Seal, Alabama. Tamika was dating Demetria's ex-boyfriend, father of her two children, and she wanted her out of the picture, said Teller. Investigators identified her ex-boyfriend as Martea Pedway. Apparently, Tamika had been questioning her parenting skills, or they had some issues in the past, Taylor said. Demetria just wanted her out of the way and not dating her ex, her baby daddy. So Demetria recruited three guys to help her kidnap and take her over to Russell County and kill her. Detectives say Skinner and Petaway were assaulted around 1 a.m. Monday at the Huckleberry Hill apartment complex in Columbus, Georgia. Investigators say Petway suffered injuries in the assault but was left at the apartment complex. Skinner was abducted and her vehicle was stolen. I can only assume she didn't want to harm him because he's the father of her children, said Taylor. Shortly after alleged assault and kidnapping, investigators traced Skinner's stolen vehicle to a location in Russell County. Investigators were on the way to locate the vehicle when they noticed another suspicious vehicle on Porter Road early Monday morning. The vehicle sped off when investigators tried to make contact and a chase ensued. Once the vehicle reached Wetumpka, Alabama, they wrecked. Now, all four individuals inside were taken into custody, says the sheriff. Sheriff Taylor says a handgun investigators suspect was used in the murder was recovered from the vehicle's crash site in Wetumpka. I feel like I can prove who pulled the trigger, but I don't want to release that right now. We don't have any evidence to show she paid them anything. She just asked them for help, says the sheriff. And they agreed to help. A few hours after the suspects were taken into custody, Skinner's body was found around 11:30 Monday morning in a wooded area in Russell County. Skinner's stolen vehicle was located just a few miles away from her body. Sheriff Taylor says the suspects tried to burn the vehicle, then conceal it. Taylor says he believes Johnson had been planning the murder for a week. We have a couple of statements that said all the intention all along was to kidnap and kill her. What boggles my mind is we have gotten to a point in society where life has absolutely no meaning whatsoever, says Sheriff Taylor. Skinner's family told WRBL they are devastated by the act of violence that stole a devoted mother from her teenage girls. Skinner enjoyed teaching dance at the Columbus church she attended. During Monday afternoon's press conference, Sheriff Taylor made a promise to Skinner's family. I spoke with the family and I promised our office would do everything we could do to get justice for Tamika, says Sheriff Taylor. Meanwhile, the four suspects remain behind bars at the Russell County Detention Facility. They are slated to appear in court Wednesday morning for an initial court appearance. The Russell County District Attorney's Office said the four suspects should not be eligible for bond because they are charged with capital murder. Okay, so basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those typical baby mama drama episodes, except this one is a more extreme case because it actually claimed the life of another woman. So with that being said, just to reiterate and give you all a little bit more details, basically, because I was reading from the actual article, but basically, the baby daddy and his new woman, which is Miss Skinner, they was, basically kicking it at her apartment, chilling, spending time together. And basically, the baby mama and her goons, broke into the woman's apartment, basically, assaulted him, her baby daddy. But ironically, she didn't mind protecting him to a degree. I mean, she let them rough him up and beat him down a little bit, but she did not allow the goons to murder or kill the father of her children because she wanted to save him. Evidently, she still has feelings for him, so she, didn't claim his life, but she and her goons kidnapped this woman out of her apartment, took her into a whole nother state, and basically murdered her at that state. And then they tried to, set the car on fire, so thinking they could get rid of the evidence. But from what I've heard, the car Miss Skinner was driving was a Mercedes or a Benz or Lexus, I'm not sure, or whatever, but it was a luxury vehicle. And because of the way these new cars are made now, they're able to have a tracker on these vehicles, so they was able to locate her. So these goons and hood rat Demetria Johnson, she was not as smart as she thought she was, because again, these new cars comes with tracking devices, and the tracking devices gave the investigators clues as to where her body was. So they really didn't think that all the way through, even though she had plotted this from the beginning of time. So that's basically how they got caught. They got caught due to the type of car Mrs. Skinner was driving. So basically, this is something that a lot of women unfortunately go through, not to this extreme, but it's the basic common baby mama drama that a lot of women go through, unfortunately. And the sad part is, a lot of these baby mamas, they still feel a sense of entitlement. They still feel like they have ownership to the father of their child, especially if they still have feelings for the man who they had the child from. And they can't stand, they hate with a passion when a man has moved forward, especially if he seems to be gaining a lot of interest for the new woman. He's pursuing a relationship, and it's basically, if the baby daddy was a bum ass dude, she probably wouldn't care who would get him. But it's always one of those, if you're a man of substance, if you're a man of value, of course, the baby mama is going to try to make your life difficult and complicated because you were something valuable that she let go of. Had you been a bum, had you been a scrub, she wouldn't care less. She would be glad for the next woman to take her headache off her hands. So evidently this guy here, he had some type of value. He had something going for him, because evidently she couldn't get past him, to the point to where she had to go so far to plot and plan to take this woman's life. Now, to add insult to injury, this woman committed what's called a felony murder, which is a lot more extreme than regular murder, for those of you who are not very familiar with um these different charges and degrees, and these type of violations, these type of criminal offenses. With felony murder, it's a lot worse because of the intent, meaning she took her time and really plotted this out. She really thought this through. This wasn't no random, oh, I came home one day and caught my husband screwing a woman, so I lost my mind in the heat of the passion and I just shot him out of anger, shot her out of anger. No, she plotted this, which makes it worse, because what makes crime really worse is when you took your time to plot it through, which meant you had ample amount of time to back out and change your mind and say, you know what, I'm in my feelings, I'm just angry, I'm just upset right now, I'm not going to take it this far. And I find it ironic, how far people will go to try to keep somebody to themselves. You have some of these possessive women, especially these bitter ass baby mamas. Bitter baby mamas are the most possessive. Okay, they're the ones who don't let go easily. And the part that amazes me is that when you have these possessive type of people, They're not understanding that even if you take somebody's life, do you not understand that you're going to go to prison and you're not going to be able to be a part of their life either? That you are going to lose, you're still going to lose the man that you're trying to fight for. You're still going to lose the woman that you're so obsessed with. Because once you go to prison, that's it. You don't take this person's life, you'll never see them again. So, and you have some people, they don't mind taking that chance because they have this attitude, well, if I can't have you, nobody else can. But guess what? Once you get locked up and you have to do time, that person is going to move on without you. There was a similar situation. It wasn't a lot of baby mama drama to it, but it was another lady who killed a married man she had an affair with, basically because the man was married and he had a baby on the way, and she became so infatuated with not losing him, she killed his pregnant wife. And the thing about it is, she ended up getting sentenced to life. They charged her with double murder because the woman was pregnant at the time. Now here it is, she's doing life in prison. Now, mind you, she has a son, her one and only child, who she was raising, who she lost because of her own selfish actions that caused her to get life in prison. The man had moved on and married another woman anyway. I mean, he grieved over his wife for a little while and grieved over the loss of his child for a little while, but he moved on and he got remarried anyway. So this is the part that people don't think about. The person you're willing to jeopardize your freedom for, willing to jeopardize your life for, when you get locked up and you get behind those bars and you have to do life, you have to do time, they're going to move on anyway because you're locked up. You're not out here. Okay, so Demetrius Johnson, she was on basically thinking on the hood rat level. She wasn't thinking on the level of a woman, because a real woman would have said, you know what, I'm hurt, I'm angry, I'm bitter, but you know what, I am not going to allow this to make me bitter to the point to where I'm willing to take somebody else's life. If anything, I'm a better myself. I'm a work hard or do whatever I have to do to make myself, be bigger than what I was. If whatever I got to do to make myself stand on top again, I'm gonna do that so I can gain my happiness. And she don't know how God would have blessed her. God could have blessed her with a better husband that would have been much better for her than he could have been. You just don't know what God has in store for you for the future. And you're allowing a temporary situation to cause you to make a permanent decision that you're going to hate yourself for years down the line. I mean, ladies, think about it. We've all been there before, right? And I'm sure some of you guys have. When you were so in love with somebody and you just thought you was not going to be able to live. You thought you was going to roll over and die. I mean, I was in that position where I was with a guy and I thought my world was just going to shatter without him. And I could have put myself in a vulnerable position to where I could have took my life, could have took his life, not even knowing years down the line, God has already created somebody for me that was way better than he ever was. I almost lost my mind, over certain guys. And then, later on down the line, when I learned to let go and let God and stop allowing that hate to hold me hostage, I ended up getting the guy that was really meant for me all along, And same thing with you gentlemen. You may have a woman who did you in and dragged you through the mud, and you thought you gave this woman your heart and you just knew that was a woman for you, only to find out she was using you, she was playing you, she pretty much simped you, and you could have took that situation and strangled the hell out of her and end up doing life in prison, but you did not allow it to overtake you. And here it is, you got your career, you got you the dream woman, you got you a good wife, or you enjoying your bachelor life, and you done ran into this chick 10, 15 years later and see she's big as a house. She got 6, 7 kids. She's not that fine, hella fine chick you were so in love with, that you were so crazy about. I mean, you got to see past the moment. You know what I mean? What you're so crazy about right now, it may not even mean nothing to you years down the line, especially when that person done dogged you and mistreated you. So you have to wait on God and allow him to send you the right man or the right woman. Don't get so consumed and so become so infatuated with somebody to the point to where You are willing to lose everything behind them because you don't know how things are going to work out. And in some cases, sometimes you got to let people go out there and they find out the grass ain't greener. They may even come back to you. You never know. But when you take matters in your own hands and you don't allow God to fix it, then this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? You make it more of a catastrophe. So basically, all these four goons, and I have no respect for them. I don't know why four grown ass men, no, three grown ass men decided to get with this possum. Okay, because she looks like an overage hood rat, so I will call her a possum. I don't know what made them decide to, you know what I'm saying, go along with her plan. I don't know what they promised her, what she promised them, if she was going to pay them. I don't know what it was, you know what I mean? But I can only imagine what that poor girl went through. She was out of her mind, to be in a position, you in a car with three grown ass men and this woman, who hates your guts. I know she was horrified. And I'm sure she was probably praying like, God, Lord, help me. You know what I mean? That had to be a very scary situation. But karma is real, ladies and gentlemen. It is real. She's going to pay the price for that and the four goons. And then when they was arresting one of the gentlemen, he's going to sit up there and say, oh, he had nothing to do with the murder. He didn't touch her. He would never hurt somebody because he got kids of his own. Yeah, but the problem was you was there, buddy. Okay. You may have not did the actual killing, but you was there and you didn't report it. You didn't say nothing about it. So guess what? You're going down with everybody. So this brings me to my next point. A lot of you guys know y'all got crazy ass baby mamas. Y'all know y'all baby mamas be crazy. Y'all know they be psychotic. You know they still obsessed with you. You know they still infatuated with you. And it is not fair that y'all are not being honest when y'all meet a woman and you say, you know what? I got a psychotic baby mama. I got a bipolar baby mama. My baby mama is crazy. My baby mama has issues. You need to prepare these women when you start getting serious with them. That way they know what the hell they're getting into. You know what I'm saying? So just based on what it sounds like, they probably been beefing for a very long time, and me being a stepmom, I know how it can be when you have these baby mamas who really think they got entitlement because they had a baby from that child, from the father before you got there. So they think they got that one up. Well, I was here first. I don't give a damn if you was here first. I'm here now. Okay. It's a new goddamn day. I don't care how it was. I don't care how it used to be. This is how it's going to be now. And it is what it is. But some of these females, like this chick, they can get real out of character. Except with this chick, she took it to a whole nother extreme. She had a whole nother level of hate like no other because her hate drove her to murdering this woman. Okay, but ironically, she didn't murder the father of her child. She didn't murder him. So my thing was she spared him because she still has feelings for him. She still loves him or whatever. But either way, she is wrong for it. She's out of pocket. Sadly, is she has children of her own. Her and the baby daddy that she's so obsessed with, now she's not going to be able to be a part of her children's life. Not only that, she took this other young lady away from her family, from her children. So guess what? You on a losing end too, boo. The thing about it is you may be living, but you're going to feel a torture worse because you're going to be in prison. Even if your family does bring your kids to come see you, to visit you, the fact that you're going to be seeing them through glass windows, the fact that you're going to be seeing them grow up right before your eyes, at least this other young lady, you can't cause any more pain to her. You cannot torment her anymore. She is going to be with her heavenly father in heaven. So there's no more pain and no more torment she has to endure. But you, dear, on the other hand, you are going to have a lifetime of hell to pay. Okay? You're going to suffer for all of that. And you're going to be hearing that young lady screams all through your sleep in that jail cell. Okay, because it's over. It's a done deal. You a dummy because the man you want, guess what? He's going to move on. He's going to be hurt for a while and he's going to be devastated. And it's going to take him some time to move on. But eventually he's going to heal and he's going to get another woman anyway. And you're going to be locked up anyway. So then what? Then what? It's just ridiculous. It is so ridiculous how far people will go to try to get what they want. And you still end up losing anyway. And for the crazy part is, she's younger than the other woman. You know, she's 30 years old, and she's a rough looking 30-year-old. The 39-year-old that she murdered looked younger than her. So, Miss Johnson was a rough character. She's a piece of work. Um, she looks like she's traveled all over the block more than an Uber driver. She just looks washed up. You know, she looks like she's, you know, the type of chick that's for everybody. You know what I mean? So, it's an unfortunate situation. My heart definitely goes out to the Skinners. It's very sad that there's so many people that's going to be affected by this, especially children. And you know, as a woman, you know, sometimes it is very hard when your baby father has moved on and he seems like he's in a better place. But the worst thing you could do is let that hate consume you to the point to where you end up doing something really tragic and really devastating. Sometimes you have to keep your pain in check, ladies. Keep your pain in check, because sometimes when we really, really, really love a man, we will let it eat us to death to the point to where we jump way over the edge and we end up doing some things we regret later. But this has been a very sad and unfortunate situation, and evidently this woman has issues. You know, I don't want to say mental illness, I don't want to say narcissism, because that's the problem with the black community. We want to come up with stuff to justify people's ratchet ass behavior, when the whole bottom line was she was just straight jealous. She was a hater. Okay, if you were sat there a whole week and you plotted that out, you not that damn crazy. All right, you not that damn psychotic. You just was a jealous, hating ass broad, and basically you let your hate get the best of you. You're not a woman, because a woman is going to control her emotions. She's not going to allow her emotions to control her. So anyway, y'all, I had to redo the upload because the audio was very, very terrible before I uploaded it. And had I known that, I would have not uploaded it. But I see now I have to pay attention to my videos before I upload them, because there's been a couple of mistakes I've been making with the audio and everything. And plus, I got to get a better mic and stuff like that or whatever, because the quality is not that good unless you have the right type of equipment. So I realize I can't be getting this cheap stuff or whatever. So anyway, leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Again, this is a re-upload. Some of y'all probably already viewed my upload from last night. I had to redo it because the audio was terrible. So for those of you who already commented, if you would please comment again, I would appreciate it. You know, I know it's an inconvenience, but I had to delete comments and everything. I think it was like only 3 or 4 people, so I deleted it before too many of y'all was able to comment on it. I still want to know y'all opinion. With you, how do y'all feel about this situation? With this bitter baby mama who was so jealous and so infuriated that she had to take another woman's life. Anyway, y'all, it is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm going to always serve you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Please, before you exit the stage, make sure you hit that like button. It's only going to take you a second. Hit that like button. Please share, subscribe, or possibly share this to other people who may be interested in listening to my type of content. Y'all be blessed. Have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.